All right. Good morning, good afternoon, possibly good evening. I have absolutely no idea what time zone you might joining us from. This is Don Kaufman. I just want to do a quick sound check. Hey, let us know that you hear us all right, that you see my screen, Ultima Trades, and we will get started here just momentarily. Looks like everybody's responding right now. Fantastic. By the way, I'm kind of reading the chat here. This is live. Everybody always asks that question. I like to start a little informally. Nevertheless, everybody always asks the same questions. Yeah, this is live. It's live! And as such, I will absolutely kind of respond to some of your kind of Q&A in real time. By the way, hey, you know what? I appreciate somebody just chatted in. Sounds good from Prescott, Arizona. I knew what you were talking about. Okay. Got a lot of buddies up there. So I still have a home up in Payson, Arizona, one down in the valley. But I'm broadcasting live from St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Why? Because the weather is just simply better here at this time of the year. Ottawa. As I was saying that, I see somebody come in from like Ottawa. That is awesome. Anyway, I'll even flip the camera on over here. Let me make sure I can make sure that works okay. Yeah, it's toasty down here right now. So don't be jealous. Okay. We have power outages a lot here, which doesn't really matter because it's like 80 degrees. So welcome everybody. As I was saying, I'm going to start with a couple of informal announcements here. Number one, you can absolutely ask questions throughout the course of today's presentation. By the way, you see us okay? Yeah. All right. So welcome to my home office here on the island. It's like a little bit of a bunker almost in here. It's great. I like it as long as the power stays on, which if you guys have tuned in recently, I've had multiple like webcasts where the power just cut out in the middle of the webcast. It happens to the best of us. So power is not all that stable here on the island. Internet though is spectacular as long as you have power. Yeah, no, Steve, it's much better. It's doing much better right now. Anyway, so yes, this is live. Yes, you can absolutely ask questions throughout the course of this, and I will obviously respond in real time. So without further ado, we're actually going to get started here. We're going to move at a pretty good clip throughout the course of today's presentation. Obviously, we're going to be discussing the Ultima Trades. Listen, if you've actually tuned in here and you've heard a little bit about Ultima Trades, every single one of these presentations is rather unique. We've been talking about Ultima Trades now for the better part of 2 years. And, I get a lot of people like, well, why do you guys keep using the same thing? Because it works. It's simple as can be. It works right now in this kind of up-tempo marketplace and up-tempo volatility. What works is what you go with. And if you have a hot hand, there's no reason to reinvent that wheel for the time being. So one of the reasons we're discussing Ultima Trades pretty consistently here is because it works. All right, let's get started here today. And by the way, again, if there's any questions, chat in. So Ultima Trades, high probability income generator. Again, my name is Don Kaufman, and you are watching Theo Trade presentation. A risk disclosure: we're not financial advisors nor a broker dealer. Yada yada yada. No soliciting, no photography. I say don't feed the monkeys either. This is why you're here today. So we're going to discover Ultima Trades and why they're so idealistic for the current market environment to potentially generate monthly income. Obviously, that's what people want to see, right? Especially in a marketplace that's a large degree of chaos. You're going to learn a trading symbol, okay, that we use on a daily basis to create Ultima Trades. You're going to learn how and where to find edge as a retail trader. I'm going to speak extensively to that particular point about edge. If you're not familiar with the terminology of edge, well, you will be, okay? I'll reap the benefits of high probability trades while learning, okay, how to actually mitigate risk on the back end, meaning that high probability trades, which I'm going to discuss here in a moment, it's all well and good. What do you do though when things don't necessarily work out in your favor? And we're actually going to have to control risk. Then we're actually going to get into which products are going to make the most viable candidates and which are a recipe for disaster. By the way, I use the term product all the time. I don't really care what you trade. People get really, offended by that. I don't really care what you trade. I've been in this business now since the late 90s, and people get like, oh, I'm infatuated. I must trade Tesla. I must trade EEM. I must trade NVIDIA. Okay. What about Apple? Listen, it's a couple of symbols and it's a volatility, yada, yada, yada. Beyond that, it doesn't make much of a difference. Okay. The key to this business is make money, reduce risk, make money. That's exactly what we're going to talk about. All right, free auto expected move indicator. Listen, stay with me right until the end of today's webcast. We will provide you a link specifically to the auto expected move indicator. Some of you are very familiar with this indicator. I talk about expected move just incessantly. Okay, it's what really drives order flow. It's what drives the markets today. And if you're kind of curious, again, I'm not big into screenshots. I always put a screenshot in here, but forget the screenshot. Okay, all you have to do is look at my my live screen. So people always say, it's a live broadcast here. Might as well do a live screen. I pull up Apple, hit auto expected move. Look, Apple actually tagged the lower edge today, lower edge of its expected move. What the expected move really is, it's how the option marketplace depicts risk moving forward. The option marketplace, it's a fairly smart marketplace. There's tens of billions of dollars of risk in there. We can even come into the SPX, the mother of all products. See, the SPX is actually up on the week, but tech is demonstrably lower, and you can instantaneously discern that. This indicator, there's so many things that you can use it for risk management. You can use it for directional bias. Okay, stay with me right until the end of the webcast. It's a $500 value, and it's yours. And we provide this because, again, I talk about it constantly. It's not right to try to sell it. So stay with me. I'll hand that to you guys. All right. Next over here, a few housekeeping items. Housekeeping. Listen, this is a skill set. I'm going to fly through a huge amount of material today. If you haven't noticed, I'm a well-caffeinated individual. I speak extraordinarily quickly. So phones on silent mode, close Facebook, get out of Facebook. Bye. It's not even Facebook. It's Meta now. Turn off Skype chat, whatever else is distracting you. Listen, you took the time to be here. Focus on being here, because I do a tremendous amount of education during the next probably 90 minutes. Is that okay? We're gonna go 90 minutes. All right. So here's a little bit about me. I'm gonna give you the nickel tour. So is anybody here? Just bear with me for a second. Is anybody here brand new? And we'll make sure that. By the way, I like to keep these interactive. If you guys are sitting at home and there's a few hundred people on, feel free, join in. But is there anybody here brand new, okay, that has never really been to a Theo Trade presentation, has no idea what a Don Kaufman even is? And it's okay. I'm not offended. Like, I have no idea, okay, but you're a well-caffeinated individual. Yes, I am. So no, everybody here, just Y for yes, N for no, okay? All right, new. I got a couple people that are new. All right. So here's the big introduction. How I kind of came to this presentation. So I watched order flow for the better part of 15 years, and that is in very large part of what kind of brings me to you. And a lot of people don't really understand or know what order flow is. So I'll start from the beginning. I grew up in this business. I grew up around traders, market makers. I had an uncle that started trading in the late 70s. He built an enormous firm in Chicago. The firm is called O'Connor and Associates. It was a multi-billion-dollar sale in 1992. So I grew up around it. I was always interested in it. And 3 weeks out of college, I got involved in trading. Okay, that's how I initially got involved. But I grew up around it. So people always ask, when did you learn this stuff? I mean, I knew what a call and a put was, and I knew how to trade a little bit in the time of grade school, that early on. So I traded in Chicago for a couple of years. I actually met a few individuals on the floor of the Chicago Board Options Exchange, and I joined them. When they left the trading floor, I joined them and started at a company called Thinkorswim. At this time, it was about 2001. So my specific job initially at Thinkorswim is I traded a portfolio for them, about $400 million. I was actually managing a portfolio for them. Shortly thereafter, they said, hey, we could use an educational division. So I built the educational arm of Thinkorswim, along with a lot of the features you would use on the Thinkorswim platform. I was there in the executive team in 2007. when we took Thinkorswim public. I went on to be there for, of course, the acquisition by TD Ameritrade. I had a 5-year lockup clause with TD Ameritrade, and I eventually exited in 2015. And my time at TD Ameritrade was interesting because I ran the education division for all 7 million clients, TD Ameritrade. That's how many clients they had at the time. And probably the biggest gift that you get when you are working inside of a brokerage firm, specifically, my job was to study you, to learn everything I could about retail clients. Because when you guys think of like brokerage firms and you think of brokerage firm education, okay, where would the most definitive and just the most effective education come out of? And the answer is watching everybody else's order flow. Okay, you knew what worked and what didn't. If you give me a strategy, I could tell you the probability of the strategy, being effective. And what we learned at TD Ameritrade, and when I say we, I'm not just talking about myself. Okay, TheoTrade, which is what we're discussing now, and obviously we launched TheoTrade in 2016. TheoTrade, okay, is filled with former Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade individuals. We exited kind of one by one and came together to form TheoTrade. And what we have, okay, is the knowledge of 7 million customers, okay, for what worked and what did not. We had access to their order flow, studied them in every way, shape, or form, and they just wouldn't let us, okay, embark upon, trading plans while at TD Ameritrade, because it was, that's recommendations. So we left, we started TheoTrade, and here we are. If you ever need to get a hold of me after today, okay. Somebody was asking if I was with Tom Sosnoff. Tom Sosnoff was yes. I was Tom's first work wife. So Tom and I worked together for 10 years. And it's actually Tom that I originally met at the Chicago Board Options Exchange. And Tom and I go way back. And people ask, like, how close? I mean, this is known to my pretty much my whole life. I grew up, again, around bunch of traders. If you ever need to get a hold of me after today, it's just Don Kaufman, support@theotrade.com. We just use a common inbox. Just put my name in the subject, and sure enough, we'll get back to you immediately. I still do some TD Ameritrade TV. Okay, that's the last time I was actually in Chicago. This is obviously myself on CNBC, pitted against, of course, the Shark. Let's get down to business. Listen, volatility has arrived. One of the things that I want to make very clear, and I like to make this statement at the beginning of any presentation, so this is a very universal statement to any presentation I would do. Volatility has arrived, and it's not going to abate anytime soon. Inflation is still technically running red hot. People go, no, it cooled. Yeah, to 6.3%. Oh, it's cool, 6.3%. But even if it does cool, let's say if inflation started to cool too rapidly, the volatility is going to push through. The Fed is pushing rates higher, contracting the balance sheet. There's still an incredibly strong dollar, and geopolitical risks have continued to proliferate. Like, there's nothing good on the horizon right now. Okay, the one truth, it doesn't matter what you think about any of those four things, right? The one truth, volatility is not going away anytime soon. I say game on, embrace the chaos. Okay, one of the things that I continually point out is markets finally got real in 2022. All right, they got real this year, and people go, what do you mean they got real? Like, what have you been living in for the past, umpteen years since the financial crisis? You live right now in a, well, not right now, but up until this year, you lived in a Fed-fueled fantasy world. Okay, and it's critical you guys understand that. And I don't say that to be like disenchant anybody. Quite the opposite. Like, you just have to understand what it means that you're no longer living in the Fed fueled fantasy. It's the exact opposite. Okay, you live now in the upside down, where bad news is good news for the market, good news is bad for the market. It's very confusing. Stock picking, though, is clearly, it's off the table. Reddit boards ain't going to cut it. You're not going into the Reddit board and going, are we trading GameStop today? It's over. Okay, you're going to need a strategy that's going to embrace chaos and volatility. Okay, doesn't rely on directional bias. If you rely on directional bias, you're already dead, and reduces risk while substantiating monthly returns. You still, doesn't matter what you think, you still have to be able to produce monthly returns, right? Okay, no matter what. And as such, we're going to get into it, and we're going to get into Ultima trades. So high volatility has resulted in significantly more options premium. And when I talk about high volatility, listen, you can argue a lot of things, but higher volatility. Let's go to the VIX. Let's go to the VIX. If you look at by the way, this is the Thinkorswim platform. This is where obviously I worked. This is the Tastyworks platform. You go, which one do you prefer? Yes, I trade on both. I'm actually trading much more on Tastyworks than I am presently on Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim is now owned obviously by Charles Schwab. Okay, some pretty strong feelings. The future of technology, though, is very likely headed towards Tastyworks. This is the future, and Thinkorswim's the past. It's just the reality. But the point I'm trying to make over here, VIX. If you look at VIX right now, you're like, oh, it's very, very low. No, let's look actually at the last. Well, let's look at the maximum VIX. This is where the VIX presently is at 21 and change. Look where my mouse is. Volatility is still extraordinarily high. Yes, it came down just to like what? The last like month or so, but volatility is still extraordinarily high. When you have a VIX over 20, okay, the VIX is a rockin', and it's important to know that. And what that basically does is it makes option premiums juicier, okay? What does that mean? So the higher the volatility, the higher the option premium. Ultimate trades are designed expressly to sell options premium while reducing risk. I mean, that's what we're going to talk about. And you ask, why does this stuff work? There's a lot of volatility. Even if volatility has died down a little bit, it's still like we're living in chaos right now. So we're going to learn a little bit to sell options. So maybe you guys have heard through the grapevine, selling options is a great way to make money. Just bear with me for a second, because a lot of people in here have experimented with selling options. How many people can honestly say, yeah, I've experimented with options? Anybody? Anybody? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. So if you've experimented, especially with selling options, what happens to everybody that sells options? In all fairness, they make money, get hit by a Mack truck. And that is the plight of the option premium seller. Okay. Everybody that learns to sell option premium, right? They get involved, and you get these delusions of grandeur because you've had like 6 or 7 or even 10 trades that have worked your favor. And then all of a sudden, okay, it's like a giant wave comes and just washes everything you've done away and takes like half of your account. And a lot of you have been through that before. So a huge amount of what we're going to address is not just how to sell options. Like I think anybody could figure out how to sell options. There's 10,000 pages you can Google about selling options. Today, we're actually going to show you to do it a very effective way. Okay, a very effective way. And no matter your skill set, okay, it's fine, because today's session, I'm going to separate myth from real risk, fact from fiction. Okay, this is going to be just the absolute lowdown of like, if you want to sell options premium effectively in this marketplace, okay, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And you're never going to have to buy or sell the stock. That's, it's up to you. But, and the other aspect is don't panic. don't panic right now, because there are always individuals here that have never traded an option before, know nothing about options. And I want to reiterate that that's okay for today's session. Listen, if you're brand new here, okay, and you don't even know what an option is, look to just grasp big concepts, big chunks of logic, right? So please, if you're experienced, bear with me for a moment, because the experienced traders here, and I've kind of geared this presentation towards both ends of that spectrum, right? Experienced traders, you're going to grasp the little nuances. The newer traders, okay, you're just trying to grasp like the big grapefruit that I put out there of about high probability and so forth. And again, I'm going to play to kind of both sides of it. So strap in right now. One last thing on this slide that's critical, okay? Don't ever tell me that you can't sell premium because you have a small account. I don't want to hear it. $2,000 in an account, you can now sell premium. There are a lot of rules in this business that have effectively changed the business. So I want to make this very clear. $2,000, okay, in a margin account, you can do anything you want in terms of selling option premium. $5,000 in a retirement account, You can do anything you want. You go, well, E-Trade won't let me. Well, maybe you have the wrong brokerage firm. Okay, but they've changed a lot of the rules. So let's dive right in. Let's get into this. So there's a lot of facets of selling premium. When I say facets of selling premium, people have heard the term selling options, maybe, but selling options, okay, has a lot of terminology around it. You know, one of the things that I learned early on in this business, there's a lot of names for a lot of strategies, right? What are there? What kind, like, name a couple of strategies? Anybody? By the way, this is an interactive session. Just get in there, okay? Like, name a couple of strategies that you know. It's kind of fun to do this. When it comes to selling premium is just, it could be credit spreads, okay? Iron condors, I like it. All right. So credit spreads, bull call spreads, bear put spreads, call spreads. I can go on and on and on. Bull put spreads, okay? Delta neutral trading, selling naked, short call spreads, in out spreads. That's mine, baby. In out spreads is my name. Okay. Deep in the money spreads, mambo combos, okay, flyby butterflies. It just goes on and on and on and on. I want to remind each and every one of you, first of all, these are all things of facets of selling premium, but I like to remind everybody, they make this business so much harder than it has to be. Listen to me. There are calls in this business and there are puts in this business. And that is it. There's been calls and puts since, like, you know, the mid 1970s. In 73, when it started, it just had calls. Then they listed puts, I believe, in 1976, 77. And that was it. Okay. That was it. You go, well, but yeah, there's calls and puts. And guess what? You can buy them or you can sell them. By the way, palms towards me, I'm a buyer. Palms towards you, I'm a seller. That's what a trader on the floor used to do. Okay. Trader on the floor, you didn't have to be brilliant to be bound down there. You just had to basically have hands and go buy, sell. Anyway, this is important. There's a lot of facets of this, but people get so hung up on the strategies. Don't. We're going to make this a lot easier. Okay. By the way, how our members are doing year to date. I just wanted to throw this in there. Brian, doing awesome. Since Professor B got my head on straight. Profits over 100,000 so far. Eric, up 27% year to date. Okay. Started my IRA in June. Okay. Following Theo's small methods, up 28%. Okay. I just wanted to throw a smattering. Okay. I'm amazed by something every day here at Theo Trade. It's a place you want to be. Okay. Let's jump into it. All right. Your trading is based on probability. Now, you and I, we can create trades all day long with a 90% probability of success. But that, okay, just because you have a 90% probability, it doesn't designate, right, that you're going to make money. One of the things that is a big misnomer in this business, people ask this. In fact, somebody asked it today in the chat here. They literally asked me, how often are you right? So if I tell you how often I'm right, let's say 90%, who cares how often somebody is right? In the options marketplace, you could be right 90%, you could be right 95%, but probability alone does not make you profitable. And you got to remember that, because if you guys jumped onto different websites, they go, come with me, look at my track record, I'm right 95% of the time. The first question you should ask, okay, what happens to the other 5% of the time? And they go, oh, don't you worry, you're going to get killed. And I'd like to address that right up front. See, one of the things that I implore you to understand, the biggest differentiating factor here at Theo Trade, and again, if you're listening to this right now, it's important. Everything we do here at Theo Trade is completely no holds barred, okay? Understand that the buck stops here, okay? I got to see everything that you did as a client. You know, at Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, we had the largest client order flow for the 15 years I was there. Nobody even came close in terms of option trades. So not only do we get to see everything you did, okay, I urge you to understand this. You get to see everything that I do. When I say that, I mean, like, look, when I talk about, you know, markets are a trade-off or probability and profitability, you need to understand when I say no holds barred approach, here, you can look at an account statement. There's profit and losses in the entire year. People don't show this crap on their, you know, the brokerage statements. It's all for nothing. Okay. Look, that's P&L, 163,000. I've had some fluctuations, not for the better. This, you know, like 10 days ago, that run up, that hurt a little bit. I'm up about 163,000. Okay. You're like, oh, okay. So on how much money? Here, right? So I'm up 163,000 on about 330 grand. That's in this particular account. I'll flip accounts. I got a bunch of accounts. I'll flip account to an IRA. By the way, these are all sub accounts. There's a main portfolio margin account and an IRA account. In the IRA, look, I'm up $41,000. This is a small IRA. I'm up 41,000. Okay. But the net value of the IRA is only 74,000 in there. So I don't mind showing everything. It's one of the most important aspects of what we do here at TheoTrade is that, okay, it's total transparency, no holds barred. And I hope that you guys appreciate that. I don't want you to follow just individual trades. You know, I can put out trade ideas all day long. Okay. You need to see the bulk of everything that I'm doing. Okay. What's working, what's not. And I even have small portfolios and big portfolios and trade alerts. It's all part of what we do here. All right, I wanted to get that out of the way because people get so infatuated with being right. Listen, markets are always a series of trade-offs. High probability equals higher risk. You could be right 90% of the time, you can still lose money. So where can you find edge? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about, okay? So we're going to show you something very important. I'm going to start with an example that I use consistently. I like to use the same example again and again so that everybody has that same kind of baseline to get into this. So here's a stock trading right at 100. Do I own the stock? No. Okay. Just say no stock. Okay. No stock. Why no stock? To me, a little too volatile. I mean, it's crazy. Somebody was just mentioning in the chat covered calls. Okay. Why do them right now? Unless you desperately want to own a stock. Okay. Why own this $100 stock? The $100 stock could be a $90 stock. It could be an $80 stock tomorrow. Okay, what happens? It can be a $120 stock because they fired one Bob and brought on the other Bob. I'm talking about Disney. Anyway, it's just, listen, it's so volatile right now. My question is, why bother with the stock? How about we just go out and we trade options? In this first example, a trade that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to look at buying, okay, a 120 call. Now, there's a lot of people here that have no idea what a call is. 120 call, and it's going to be trading for a $1 debit. Okay. So if I go out and I talk about a 120 call, for those of you that are brand new, you've never, ever, ever had experience with options. Calls give you the right to buy. Don't worry about puts right now. Calls give you the right to buy. Right to buy what? Stock. At what price? The strike price, which is 120. By the way, I'm pointing because I got a monitor here, 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 here. There's 6 monitors. Anyway, the 120 call gives the right, not the obligation, to buy the stock at 120. Do I want to buy the stock at 120? No. So why do I buy the 120 call? Just in case the stock does go up, I have the right to buy the stock at 120. Do I have to buy the stock at 120? No, you never have to buy the stock. People trade the option to never have to trade the stock. You go, then why do you trade stock? I don't know. Why do you trade the stock? You're like, because I want to own Disney. Okay, it's okay to own stock. It is okay to own stock. It's okay to own stock and sell calls against it. Okay, but for right now, in all of this volatility, it's tough to want to buy a stock. It's like, oh, I really want to go out and own that Meta. Oh, that Meta right now looks like a real bargain. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just not into it. So right now, I look at the idea of buying a call. Now, for those of you, again, that are a little bit more experienced buying a call, a 120 call gives you the right to buy the stock at 120. You had to pay $1 for it. So if you buy a 120 call, you don't need the stock at 100. You need the stock at 100, okay? But you need it to go up to here to 120. 120 just breaks even. It doesn't even break even at 120. It wouldn't break even to 120 plus the dollar you paid for. You paid $1 for this thing. You don't even break even to 121. You need that thing at like 125 to make it even worth your while. But even at 125, you only make $4 because the stock goes to stock goes to 125. You have the right to buy the stock at 120. Everybody else has to pay 125. That option's worth at least $5, but you paid $1 up front for it, so it's only worth $4. What are you? Annoyed at this point. I mean, look, most of the time when you do this trade, most of the time when you guys do this trade, what's going to happen most of the time? Okay, stock stays flat, you lose your dollar. Stock goes down, you lose your dollar. Stock even goes up to 110, you lose your dollar. There's a lot of ways to lose a dollar here. You understand that that would be an incredibly low probability trade. But on the slim chance it flies, could the stock go from 100 and jump all the way to 130? Could that happen? Could it happen? All right. These are not rhetorical questions. Get in here, answer it. More caffeine. It's good for me. It's good for me. I'm getting kind of old for that crap. Anyway, all right. Yeah, it could happen. But if you have the stock go from 100 to 130, you have the right to buy the stock at 120. Everybody else to pay 130. Your option's worth at least $10. Pay $1 up front for that, so you're up 9. I mean, still though, you're not exactly hitting it out of the park. So what are we going to do? We're not going to be buyers of options. We're going to be sellers of options. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to sell an option. I'm going to sell an option 3 months out. You're like, ugh, I don't like it. Good. That's the idea. Okay. I'm going to sell a 120 call. I'm going to sell a 120 call. What am I going to collect? $1 credit. So I'm going to take it down here. I'm going to sell 120 call. For that 120 call, I'm going to collect $1 credit. Now, stop right there. So I sell a 120 call. What have I done? First of all, do I own stock? No. Do I want to own stock? No. Do I need to own stock? No. So what am I doing? Right now, for this example, I'm not saying, by the way, this is not the logic I'm trying to teach. I'm just trying to get you to a certain point. I'm trying to get you to understand, okay, big broad strokes in here. You can sell a 120 call. And technically, this is called selling naked. Why is it called selling naked? Because you have no protection. You don't own the stock. So if you sell a 120 call and you don't own stock, right, what could happen to you in here? If the stock went from 100 and went to 200, you're like, you're screwed. And that's exactly what would happen. Okay. So right now, okay, you look at the stock at 100. What could happen to the stock? Well, the stock could stay at 100, stock could go down, stock can go up. But I know you have to look at this and you go, 3 months? Oh, come on, man. I can't wait 3 months to be able to make $1. Okay. I got things to do, people to see, and to wait 3 months to make $1 doesn't seem worth my while. I know what you're thinking. Okay. I know where you guys are going with this. That's exactly why I did this. The 3 months absolutely unequivocally tortures you, and I love it. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell it for $1. What do you think the probability is in here? And again, just throw out a number. I don't care. What do you think the probability, okay, of success of a trade like this is? When I say probability of success, the probability of you keeping the $1. There's enough information on the screen to be able to figure that out. You have time. You don't have volatility. You have time. You have price. You have underlying. You have strike. Okay. Probability. It's very quiet in here. All right. Like somebody said, you will win. I'm sorry. When you say that, it makes me think of like Ivan Drago. You will lose. If he dies, he dies. Anyway, the probability of this making money is upwards, okay, of just over 90%. No if, and, or but about it. Okay, that's just an equation. So we have a probability north of 90% in this particular trade. How can you possibly know that? I'm going to show you in a second how you could possibly know that. I grew up around option geeks, but you can with time, with price, okay, and with underlying, you could actually figure out exactly what the probability is in here. But that's a pretty good ballpark. This thing has in excess of a 90% probability of making 1 penny or more. Okay, look. If the stock stays flat, you keep your buck. If the stock goes down, you keep your buck. Even if the stock rallies to 110, you keep your buck. If the stock goes to 120, what happens if it goes to 120? You keep your buck. You wet yourself, but you keep your buck. If the stock goes above 120, you're like underneath the desk. Now, we haven't talked about risk mitigation. All I want you to understand, conceptually at this point, even if you're experienced, this has a very high probability of doing what? Of being able to make that $1, a very high probability of making that $1. Okay, that's the most important takeaway over there. And I will show you exactly what that implies. But a high probability, like 90%, doesn't always mean you're going to make money, right? Okay, so let's blank the screen. Now, everybody looks in this, in my example, I sold options a few months out. Typically, traders sell shorter dated options. I'll tell you right now, that is why you tune into Theo Trade. I'm not here, okay, to preach to you to sell options. We are here, okay, to provide to you criteria expressly of what option to sell. I don't care whether you do this or do this. We fine-tune strategies, okay, to work. Meaning that somebody said like iron condor or a credit spread or a debit spread. Strategy is not even 10% of the battle. Because you know what an iron condor is, it means nothing today. I will give you this. 25 years ago, when I first got involved in this business, knowing an iron condor meant something because it was something special. Now it's run of the mill. Everybody kind of knows what it is. Everybody in this business knows what an iron condor is. So what would be the differentiating factor? Your criteria. What's the criteria? How far out do you go in time? What options do you buy? What options do you sell? What you are doing here, okay, at TheoTrade is about criteria. So before I go any further, okay, and I'm going to go further, this is a time decay graph. Most of you have actually seen it. It's also, okay, unequivocally, one of the most misleading things that you're ever going to see. The reason is, and this is what get drilled, people show this since the beginning of time. And what they don't tell you about this decay graph, this is how options decay. Options decay in an exponential fashion. So people look at a decay graph and they assume, look at this, it's decaying much faster the closer you come to expiration. Right? Because if the option's worth 100% of its value here, look, it's, it took all those months just to get to that level. And then it took the last 3 months, in that last couple of weeks, it just drops. So people often sell short dated options. Am I right? They do. Watch. Now we're going to go on to the trading application. Think I'll swim. Okay, we could use any trading application. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to use the spiders. I like to use the spiders for my first example. Okay, if it's okay with you, I want to use the spiders. And the reason I want to use the spiders, okay, anybody know the spiders? Everybody okay with the spiders? Are you okay with spiders? Okay, it's the most, if you will, marquee product. Today, the spiders, are they liquid? Well, they've traded let's call it 5 million contracts. And that's it's a light and fluffy kind of a day, but the fact is they are like the marquee product. Nobody in here, okay? Nobody in here wants to talk about the spiders to me. Is it okay to use them? I'm just yeah, Y for yes, N for no, okay? just making sure we're all good, okay? It's okay to go, okay to go. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. Anyway, the spiders, they're like a really marquee product. So I'm going to make a quick point. I was just talking about going out 3 months. Forget it. I'm going to go out all the way out 115 days. Okay. Why am I going out 115 days? To annoy some of you that actually understand options. Because all you should care about at this point, how do I make money? How do I actually generate income month to month? That's it. Okay. I don't care what you might think about a particular strategy. This business, okay, doesn't care about you. You don't have to care about it. You just have to be able to have profitability on a month-to-month basis. So remove yourself from preconceived notions, right? What a lot of people will do is they will go and they'll hop on like a Facebook group or like a Reddit board and they'll learn to sell. I'm gonna sell me an option that's got 9 days to expiration. I go, why do you do that? They go, because then I only got to sweat for 9 days. I go, okay, let's go out and sell an option right here. All right, for the next 9 days, you collect $1, and the next 9 days, the dollar is yours. Unless, of course, the market rallies huge, in which case you are screwed. You like that one? Okay, let me continue. Close that one up. I'm not going to go out 9 days. No, I'm going to go 115 days out. Okay, as I said, you go, I don't want to wait 115 days. No one said you had to wait 115 days. How about if I traded 115-day options to make you money every month? You go, oh, that doesn't sound so bad. Okay, well, let's do it. Let's actually do it. Let's come in here and we're actually going to tee up the next trade. I lost my special write-up. I'm looking for the right pen. Okay, we're going to go out and I'm going to do a very simple idea for a trade. I'm going to sell right here. I'm trying to keep it right around $1. I'm trying to stay very congruent with my original kind of logic in here. We're going to go out and we're going to use, okay, the 17th of March expiration. It's out there. It's out there, baby. And I'm loving every minute of it. We're going to sell, okay, the 465 calls. And for it, what can I collect? What can I collect? The market's at $1.08, $1.14. What could you collect right now? You tell me. What do you think you can collect in this? Market's at $1.08, $1.14. How much could I make on here? Like, how much could I actually sell it for? Anybody? $1.10, I think I could do better. Hey, Patrick, I think I can do better. Okay, screw it. Let's do it. Because Patrick said $1.10, I vehemently disagree, Patrick. Okay, first, I'm going to move to 113. Watch. When I try to sell at 113, it's going to move the market to 113. Why is it move the market to 113? Because they're representing my offer. Because at that point in time, okay, I'm the best offer in the known universe. So I'm going to come in here, and after I actually make my offer, then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go cancel replace. Okay, I'm going to cancel replace the order. By the way, do not try this at home. Okay, I'm not getting $1.20. Anyway, I'm going to come in here at $1.12. I'm going to carp this marketplace. Okay, either they fill me or they represent me. They're going to fill me. Filled. $1.12. Yeah, look at that. Market's $1.08, $1.14. I filled it at $1.12. Not one person mentioned in there that I could fill it at $1.12. Why? Okay, because they don't understand order flow. So remember, all right, we the people that built this thing. And when I say built this thing, one of the things, 7 years of my life was spent in order routing. 7 years. Okay, meaning that like when it comes to order routing, you go, that's ridiculous. You should have only been able to fill it $1.10, $1.11 better. Okay, I filled $1.12. So I was able to sell this for $1.12 credit. Okay, now time out. We're going to fast forward exactly 1 month. Okay, what's 1 month from now? Well, 1 month from now would be looking at the February options. If I sold the 465s for March, let's look at the 465s for February to estimate how much decay would come out of them. When I say decay, because we were talking a moment ago about feeling the burn, baby, except people don't believe that options far out in time have decay. What you are here to learn today is what Ultima really is. Okay, Ultima deals with the volatility of the volatility. Okay, that's it. By the way, Ultima doesn't mean ultimate. It's not. That's not what it is. Okay, you have Vega, you have Vama, you have Ultima. It's a derivative of a derivative of a derivative. And Ultima right now is really good 115 days out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to estimate the burn rate. Let's assume that the market stayed flat. How long did it stay flat for? Okay, so how much time is between 115 days and 87 days? How much time? Okay, 115 minus 87 is 28. Okay, so it's 28. So let's look at the 465 calls. Okay, let's look at the 465 calls. Dun, 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 dun. Trying to line them up. There it is. 465 calls. There they are. All right. Exactly 1 month from now, which is 28 days, I'm going to buy back the 465 call, assuming the market was flat, but can go up or down. And I would be buying it back for roughly, let's just round this. You know what? Let's round it to 52 cents because it worked out perfectly. And you can guarantee a fill at 52 cents. What would you actually make in here? 60 cents. Wait a second. You could make almost 60%, okay, in what? 28 days. You make almost 60% of the option premium, okay? In what? In 28 days. So why am I so far out in time? Don't you realize when you're this far out in time, look at the options and how far away they are, okay? 465. Do you have any idea what the market has to do between now, okay, and then 465? The S&Ps would have to rally 67 points just for you to feel threatened. Okay, that's like you're not even in nosebleed seats. Okay, you're out in the parking lot. You're like tailgating. You're not even in the game. That's how far out of the money you are in this example. Am I holding the strategy for 115 days? No, I'm holding it for 28 days. Okay. And again, people go, you know, why do you wait 28 days? Just wait about a month. I'm only trying to make between 50 and 60% over here. That's it. 28 days. Okay. Between 50 and 60%. And yet you have people that are selling options 30 days out. And when you sell an option 30 days out, you got to sweat to make $1, but you're going to get killed. You're going to get killed because these are the 424s. 424s. The market could be at 424 tomorrow. All you need is a CPI print. Oh, tomorrow you have durable goods. And tomorrow you have the Fed announcement. Well, it's not a Fed announcement. Tomorrow's actually Fed minutes. What's the difference? They're going to be hawkish. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make with this, okay, is the danger of short duration options. It's a killer. Why not go out far in the nosebleed seats? Sell the nosebleed seats. Want to know why? Because that crap works, right? This is what works. Being able to make between 50 and 60% in 28 days is beautiful. By the way, you don't have to necessarily wait the 28 days. If you can make the 50% before that, do it. Are we okay? Are we okay? Because I'm going to go on. I'm going to continue on over here because it's just important. Okay. When people see options so far out in time, it's because criteria, and that's what we do. Now I'm going to jump back to the trading application for just a second, and I'm going to cruise over to the QQQ. Because you do the same thing in the NASDAQ. Of course you can do the same thing in the NASDAQ. I just want you to see that there's no differential between, certain products. Everybody's like, what stock do I have to do this in? Well, you could do the spiders. Okay. Okay. Maybe. By the way, I like what Patrick said. What happens if the call goes up twice as much in value? So if you sell something for $1, what happens if it's worth $2, $3, $4? We're going to reduce risk. Okay. We ain't home yet. You haven't learned what selling premium is yet. All you're learning right now is the concept behind what you should sell. It's really important that you guys understand conceptually. Look, I'm selling an option here. By the way, here's a QQQ option. It's by the way, I can't help myself. Like when I'm on here, okay, and I'm live, I signed up to trade. Okay. When I say I signed up to trade, like that's what I do. Look, the market's $1.10 and $1.13. Can he fill at $1.12? He's going to move the market to $1.12. Okay. Ooh, I'm not filling right now. Let's see what happens. Captain One Lot rides again. By the way, you can even look in here. See? Yes, Captain One Lot. There I am. All right. There's my Captain One Lot. I'm on the mark right now. Anyway, I'm going to let that one work. Okay. Yeah, I'll let it work. I'll let it work. Oh, I'm excited about the project. So I'm going to try to sell something right now in the queues. Okay. By the way, I was going somewhere with that when I so rudely interrupted myself. So here I'm trying to sell an option for $1.10. What would the option be worth? What would it be worth 28 days from then? Okay. And again, just so everybody sees which is the option, okay, that I'm trying to sell. I'm trying to sell the 350 call. What's a 350 call worth 28 days from now? Scrolls up, goes to the 350 call, 350 call, 350 call. Oh, there it is, 50 cents. So I could sell it for at least $1.10. I'd buy it back for about 50 cents. What am I making? Between 50 and 60%. Every single time it's going to work. Okay. Why? Because the volatility of the volatility, which is Ultima, is phenomenal out there. There's a lot of skew. Okay. And you're like, well, I don't necessarily get it. You will. Okay. The object here is not, okay. I'm not trying to tell people. I want to make something clear. Assume this is the market. I'm not just telling you, sell naked. That's not what we're here for. I just want you to understand conceptually. What if you could sell an option? Okay. Don't worry about naked because I'm going to get rid of the naked part here in a minute. But what if you could sell an option? You could make between 50 to 60%, okay, in about 1 month. What do you need from there? Okay, you need scale. You need scale. You need to learn to do it again and again and again and again and again. Why? Scale is important. I don't want to sit there with one position and go, oh, I hope this works. I hope it works. Like, who puts on one trade and says, hopes it works? Okay. We're going to make you a bit of an inventory manager. And on top of it, okay, we're actually going to give you risk mitigation, what I would call a little bit of an insurance policy, just in case we explode higher, in case we explode lower. You interested now? Okay. We okay? Everybody good? Because it's important that you guys understand this. I want you to understand the basis. You go out way in time, you sell something. Then what do? Absolutely nothing. Okay. And some of the stuff you sell is going to make money very, very rapidly. Some of the stuff you sell is going to get beaten up a little bit. Okay. We're going to learn how not to get beaten up. Because what happens to people when selling options premium is this, the 90% probability and the 10% hammer. One of the things that I alluded to early on is that I was doing an extremely high probability trade. Now I filled this trade so you can see it, okay, on my portfolio. You'll be able to see it right here, okay? If I pull up what's called probability, okay, of being out of the money, The trade that I did, all right, and I'm just going to highlight this. That's called probability OTM. That's probability of this option falling out of the money is 94%. So my trade, okay, has a 94% chance of making money. But that's actually between now and expiration. It has a much, much higher probability of making money if you only hold it for a month, okay? Because the market can't do as much in 30 days. It can do a lot more in 115 days. So one of the things, okay, that's kind of a misnomer is I'm doing a trade and I'm like, I'm in and I'm out in 30 days. I'm not holding it for the whole 115. But the thing is that 90% sounds great, but you still have that 10% of the time where the market's just going to run you over. Okay. And people learn to do trades like what they call like iron condors. And I know that some of you guys have learned trades called iron condors. And frankly, I'm not totally knocking the iron condor, but people, they get these false beliefs. By the way, if you guys have no idea what an iron condor is, that's the market on the spiders. Spiders are sitting basically at 400. Come out here, sell a call, buy a call. Okay. Sell a put, buy a put. What's the strategy? Strategy is if you stay in here, you make money. If you go out here, you get killed. All right. This is an iron condor. Let me tell you the plight of an iron condor trader. You go out and you pay $500 to take a class, right? To learn how to do Mr. Iron Condor. Anyway, the first time you go out and do an iron condor, trade number one, you make money. You want to know why you make money? Because the trade has a 90% probability of success. And you did one contract in a product called the spiders. The very next time, okay, you go back to the SPY, you do 5 contracts, 90% probability you make money. The third time you do the trade, you step up, you go to the SPX, you do 1 contract in the SPX. That trade has a 93% probability in it. How many people have done this before? You make money, you make money, you make money. The fourth time, okay, you go into the SPX. By the way, I just want to make this clear. The SPX is exactly 10 times the size of the spiders. And in the 4th month that you do this, okay, you move into the SPX and you do a 10 contracts in the SPX. And the trade has a 95% chance of making money. And what do you think happens? The first time you step in big, the market's like, whee! And boom, the huge move happens. And the market goes down here. And where are you? You're like, and 50% of your account is gone. Okay. And that's when people go, holy crap. Like, again, this is well-charted territory. It's well-charted territory because the market's just evil enough to allow you to make money 3, maybe 4 times. Hell, I've had some people make money in like 20 times. Okay. And you increase size because the marketplace it loves you. It's so consistent to make small gains that all of a sudden, bam, you never saw the train that hit you. Did you get the license plate of the train that hit you? Okay. And people listen to this. And if you're listening to this right now, you're like, holy crap. It's like you can see my account. I could. You think I haven't seen this before? I mean, I can even name the years, the days. I can name the actual days where you got wiped out trading iron condors. How many people have done that? Okay, anybody? Okay. Oh, come on, admitting it's the first step. That's where you can put in there. Yes, I did it. Okay, I am a victim of the iron condor. Nobody likes to admit it. That's the reality of it. Okay. By the way, so then, sorry, Monty, thank you for that. It's cracking me up. Sorry, the commentary in here is, okay, it's PG-13, man, he's good. Okay, is this a decaffeinated drink? What do you think? What do you think? It's late in the day here. So on the island at this time of the year, we're an hour past Eastern time. It's already 3 o'clock here. We're in Atlantic time. What the hell does that mean? It means I live in the middle of the ocean. There's no leaving this place. Nobody ever leaves the island. Anyway, with that being said, so you spent $500 to learn the class on an iron condor. and it totally wipes out half your account, but you loved the notion of that high probability trade. So then you'd go plunk down another $500 to learn how to fix it. By the way, I cannot stand this. This actually angers me because people think they can actually fix trades. I'm totally cynic. I'm a big cynic about fixing trades because what people don't rationalize about fixing trades is, first of all, a lot of educators will actually mislead you and they won't say, we don't call it fixing here, we call it morphing. Okay, I have an amalgamation of crap and try to morph it into some other crap. I mean, listen, the very notion of fixing a trade takes more good money and throws it after an already losing trade. Fixing does not work. You need to learn how to do this correctly from the get-go, right? I mean, you got to take a car, drive it off a cliff, and bring it to a body shop. What are they going to tell? Okay, think about that for a second. They're going to tell you the exact same thing, as I'm telling you right now. They're like, if you took a car, drove it off a cliff, and brought it to a body shop, you're like, that's a nice piece of crap. It's a lovely piece of crap. What am I going to do with that, right? Again, it's totaled, okay? In your trade, you got to learn, okay, not to go out there and try to rescue trades, right? It's no more rescuing trades. We're going to learn to structure this the right way. So here, now, I'm going to teach you to sell options premium. When I talk about selling options premium, okay, what selling options premium is really about, okay? Let me put this into context for you, and then I'll actually write it up here. We want to get you into the inventory management business. Okay, what's inventory management? You want to make yourself like the Amazon of trading. And by the way, if you think about Amazon, one of the goals of Amazon, it's a really simple goal, is just to sell. It's not a whole lot of crap for a whole lot of money. It's a whole lot of crap. Okay, with Amazon has razor thin margins. You are going to have spectacular margins. You're going to be trying to make about 50% in almost every single trade you do. Okay, but you can't just go out, all right, and start trading and trading and trading without some knowledge base behind you, which is exactly what we're going to discuss here in a moment. Okay, what we want to do is I want to make you an inventory manager. Imagine you went out and you bought and sold apples for a living. Okay, when I say apples, I mean actual apples. I don't have an apple around here. Okay, so imagine you bought and sold. The way I love the comment over there, poor thing, I'm suffering on an island. Did I mention the beach is like right there? Right there. Suffering, I tell you. Okay. If you had actual apples and you were trading apples, the idea of an apple is like every time you buy and sell an apple, you make about 50% on it. So what's the goal? To trade as many apples as you possibly can. So if you think about that and put that in context of trading, okay, like if you could sell an apple, like here's a market, and this market is called the SPY apple, and the SPY is trading right at 400. Okay, we're going to go out there and we're going to sell some apples out here. When I say sell some apples out here, we sold what? The 465 calls and we collected $1. And you might be able to sell, for instance, okay, the 475 calls, okay, probably collect $1 on those. And eventually you can learn what puts are too. And you can sell, for instance, their 305 puts. By the way, the puts are going to collect double on. Those will be worth $2. Okay, you might be able to sell, for instance, 320 put. Okay, collect another $2 and so forth. What I'm trying to just blatantly just come out with it is this is your inventory. This is an apple. 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 They're just splattered all over the place. Why? Okay, because you want to keep inventory spread out. You don't want one giant apple, because if you had one giant apple, what could happen to one giant apple? And I love to teach it this way. Okay. Seriously, what do you do with one giant apple? Okay. Your apple gets rotten. If your apple gets rotten, you're in trouble. Like, I don't mean no, if, and, or, but about it. Okay. If your apple is rotten, you got a giant rotten apple. Okay, what's the point? It would behoove you then to actually just trade regular apples and just burn through as many apples as you possibly could in a given month or a given year, right? Just keep listen, you sell an apple, you buy the apple back, you sell an apple, buy an apple back, and you're just basically trading apple after apple after apple. Okay. But there's a cost to doing business. Here's the cost of doing business. Can this marketplace right here, Can that marketplace explode to the upside, right? Could it explode to the upside? See if I can see that. Okay, anybody? Absolutely can. So this marketplace could explode to the upside. What would happen to your apples up here? They get killed. Could the marketplace explode to the downside? Absolutely. Which you can't just go out, people, and have a business without some type of overhead. Enter one of the most important concepts that we could possibly teach here. Ultima, okay, uses hedges. What are hedges? Okay, if you're going to be in business, it's the cost of doing business. Okay, the cost of doing business, like insurance. If you have to have an insurance policy, you have to have an insurance policy. You have to have an insurance policy to drive a car. You have to have an insurance policy to own a business. Okay, pretty much everything that you do, okay, you have to have some degree of a hedge. Does that make sense to everybody? Trading is no different. And the reason you have to have a hedge in trading is the market can be here, but if you sold, okay, if you sell something down here, what's to say the market doesn't open down here? Couldn't it? I mean, could the marketplace effectively crash? And you go, of course it could. Then you should be worried. Should absolutely be worried. If we start here, end up down here like a week from now, it's going to be completely wiped out. Okay, you must hedge. Okay, because without hedges, and again, I don't want to say this facetiously in any way, shape, or form. Okay, without hedges, you have nothing. Like strategy does not work without hedges. So now I'm going to come in here. Okay. And I'm actually going to show you a little bit about like the full Monty. Okay, enter the hedges. In Ultima, there are several primary hedges we use. Okay, the first one we use is called an RTS, which is better known, okay, as a risk twist. Number two, okay, is a VVS, which is a VIX vol spread. I'm actually going to talk about that. And number three, okay, is a gamma iron. So those are the three hedges. And what do the three hedges do? Those are your insurance policies. I want you to think of like hedging. It's a sacrificial lamb. Do you want to use the hedge? No. So why do you buy the hedge? Just in case. Okay. If you lived on an island and the island had a volcano and they said to you, hey, every month you got to go walk up there, okay, chuck a sacrificial lamb into the volcano and you'll be just fine. Would you do it? And I'm serious about that. Like I'm not being facetious in any way. I love the analogy. People go, don't hurt the lamb, eat the lamb. That's even worse, right? Okay. You can't, no lambs were hurt in the making of Theotrade. But the point that I'm trying to make, if somebody actually said, walk up there, chuck the lamb into the volcano, you're going to be fine. Would you do it? Okay. Lamb's a goner. That's true. Okay. But just think about it. It's the cost of living on the island. Right. By the way, if you live on an island, and I'm not joking, if you live on an island, like I live on an island here, we lose power all the time, generator. It's cost of doing business here. Seriously. Okay. There's a ton of traders down here. Right. My next door neighbor's a trader. Guy across the street's a trader. All hedge fund managers and so forth. With all backup generators, battery packs, and everything over here. Why? Because you live on an island. It's total chaos down here. Please do not feel sorry for us. It's okay. All right. Because it's the cost of doing business. It is the hedge for the island. It's no different in selling premium here. Okay. Watch what's going to happen. We're going to go out and the SPY is trading right at 400. And I will go out, okay, and I'll sell, for instance, those 465 calls and I'll collect $1. And I will sell, okay, those 475 calls and I will collect $1. And this is as the market's moving up. And eventually I'll turn around, probably sell like the 485. We keep rallying. I'll sell the 485 calls, collect $1 on those. And then subsequently I'm selling, for instance, okay, a 320 put, collecting $2. Okay. And selling a 300 put and collecting $2. And eventually I'm going to sell, for instance, a 290 put and collect another $2. And that's my inventory. But what is wrong with the inventory? In the midst of the inventory, okay, you got to lay down a hedge. And I'm going to lay a hedge right here. And I'm going to call that little hedge, okay, that's going to be a VIX vol spread. And for those of you who have no idea what VIX is the S&P 500 volatility index, okay? Now, if you're looking at what I'm doing right now, one of the very first things that people are going to tell me, go, Don, you can't do this. It would tie up tremendous margin. Absolutely unequivocally not. This will tie up negligible margin. I will show you that in a moment. Okay. The next thing over here. Okay. The VIX vol spread. Okay. The VIX vol spread right there. What is VIX? VIX is the S&P 500 volatility index. What happens if the market goes down? The VIX goes where? Like the VIX will go boom, it'll explode. All right. The VIX will explode. By the way, we'll talk about the call side too. Scum yourself. So I want to first talk about the market crashing, because the threat is one day you're going to wake up and the market goes, what? You have a VIX vol spread. VIX vol spread is this tiny little trade. And that tiny little trade, it costs you something. Okay. Every couple of months, you got to buy it. Guess what? That little something, it's the cost of doing business. It's a hedge. You can't function without it. Okay. And guess what? That little VIX all of a sudden explodes in value. Why? It's an umbrella. Boom. It's like a parachute opens and it gives you all the opportunity in the world. Okay. Can you still take a hit in these? Yeah, but it'd be negligible. Negligible hit because you have this little VIX fall spread. It's like a little animal that just explodes in value. A lot of the times you can have a VIX fall spread on for 50 or 60 cents. That could be worth anywhere from $5 to $10. $5 to $10 on a VIX fall spread, right? Like I have them on, okay? And again, I make no two ways about this. I have them on. And what happens to most VIX fall spreads? What happens to most hedges, okay? They go what? They go out worthless. They go out worthless. Like I have a VIX vol spread right here. It's down 60%. You're like, oh, you're losing 60%. Good. You hope the hedge loses, because if the hedge was working, I'm in trouble. Then to the upside, what do you do to the upside? You can have a trade called like a gamma iron, which is a trade that basically, like, for us to rally, you have to make money before you could ever take a loss down here. You know, that's what a gamma iron does. Listen, okay, this is inventory management. This is inventory, and this looks confusing the first time you see it. But the bottom line is, you just want to sell some apples, okay? The hedges, that'll play. The hedges will play. You need to learn how to reduce risk. Hedging is nothing more, okay, than just like putting on that little insurance policy, okay? Everything should work out fine. Just in case it doesn't, though, you have risk reduction, okay? That's what trading effectively becomes, right? And again, that's what trading is about. And you know, you go, well, why did you do the call side and the put side? Why didn't you just do calls? And why do you also have to add puts? Listen, if you're going to sell stuff on one side of the market, you got to sell stuff on the other side of the market. It's just smart to do that, because if you're selling on one side of the market, like, look, if you sell stuff up here, why not sell stuff down here? Because the market could go this way and it could go this way, but it can't go this way and this way at the exact same time. So it only makes sense. Okay. This is completely non-directional. And again, I stress that so much. Listen, this is why you want to sell premium. You can sell premium now in a small account, even under $5,000. Okay. And people go, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. You want to see it? Here you go. Forget about the spiders. Okay. There's a new product. It's called the MES. Now the MES is the micro S&P options and futures. This MES trade only ties up $2,600 in margin. By the way, that is inside of an IRA. That's in an IRA. You can sell calls naked in an IRA. You're not seeing my hedge in here, but you can sell calls naked and you can sell in an IRA. You go, that's insane. I didn't know you could do that. You can't do it everywhere. Okay, certain brokerage firms, they're comfortable with the rules. Other brokerage firms don't care. So you could sell anything you want inside of the IRA. Okay. By the way, there's no day trading margin restrictions. There's none of that. You don't have to worry about anything other than which options to sell and which options to hedge. This is going to produce positive theta. Okay. You can actually use the logic that I'm teaching here to enhance existing positions, provides an incredibly high probability of success. You never need to buy or sell the stock. Okay. And you can be completely wrong regarding market direction. You know, the one thing I'm not talking about here, I'm not talking about a Fibonacci. I'm not talking about a Bollinger Band. Okay. Look at the chart. Look at the chart. Look at the chart. You got to forget about all that stuff right now. There is no chart. There's no chart. Why? Because the marketplace is chaos. It's chaos. The next CPI print that comes out, throw your chart away. Doesn't matter. You can be wrong on market direction and still produce profitable trades, right? You're going to need this in your life. And I'm serious about this. You will need this in your life. And I don't want to be the one to, you know, dictate to people what they need and what they don't need, but tell me what you're going to do the next couple of years. I don't know if the volatility finally calms down in 2023, or if the volatility goes until, 2030. And that's the kind of crap we're looking at. I mean, you don't have to look very far. Like, I'm serious. Go look at the chart and the spiders, okay? Open it up. Just bear with me to a maximum chart. That should scare the heebie-jeebies out of you, okay? Yeah, we were back here, and then we were like, came down here, and then we were up here, and then we came back down here, and then we were, oh, that was the Fed-fueled fantasy. This is a Fed-fueled fantasy from here, basically to here. Let me highlight that a little bit better, okay? Fed-fueled fantasy, there to basically there. As soon as they said no more, now we here, and we could very well be there. You don't know how long this is going to take, okay? All you know is you're in the throes of it. That's it. I mean, that's all you can really see. There's no clarity beyond that. And listen, I've been trading I've been around it my entire life. I've been trading since professionally since I'm 22, 3 weeks out of college. I'm the first one to tell you, okay? There's no clarity here. You could explode back up to 42.11 in the S&Ps. You can get crushed right back down to session lows, okay? And everything in between. You're going to need something in your life. Premium selling is what you're going to do. Selling premium could potentially bring in consistent returns while mitigating risk, okay? If you want to learn to do this the right way, we're going to discuss criteria. Before I discuss criteria, and by the way, criteria, it's the nuts and bolts. It's what actually makes the trade work. Saying that you can sell options premium sounds really good. Sounds great at a cocktail party. Yeah, man, I sell some options. But you got to have the nuts and bolts. It's like literally a checklist of everything you need to know. But before I get there, I'm going to show you a couple of live trading examples. So variations of all of the following trades that can be done as little as $2,000 in a funded brokerage account. And everything I'm showing you here can be done inside of a retirement account. And I'm adamant about that because one of the things that I do, okay, here at TheoTrade is I show you a retirement account. This is what I call the Theo Theta small portfolio. This is for a portfolio for anybody that has $5,000 or less can follow this portfolio. We also have what I term the Theo Theta big boy portfolio, and the Theo Theta big boy portfolio is over here. And you can see there's catapult trades in here. This is tying up a little bit more money, okay? But look, a little bit more money makes a lot more money, right? Catapult. So all of this, okay, is available to you, but understand that you can do this in a retirement account. What you're about to see, and I'm showing you, okay, these are trades that have been copy and pasted directly from the Thinkorswim trading application, okay? I'm showing you the exact, here, I'll even highlight it, the exact date and time of the trade, okay? Entering the trade, exiting the trade, to open, to close, all right? What product it was, the strike I traded, the opening price, the closing price, and the return, okay? I am now about to show you 18 months of trade alerts. And when I say trade alerts, these are trades that have not just been placed by me. These are trades, okay, that are part of our Theo Theta portfolio. These are trades, okay, that are actually sent. We have 6,000 users right now on TheoTrade. Everybody can see this portfolio, and I'll show you the portfolio as well. I mean, if people are kind of curious as to the portfolio and kind of what it does and what it looks like, here. All right, I want to see the Theo Theta portfolio. We go into portfolio, okay? The Ultima Theo Theta portfolio, it's right here. We also have a Theo Theta small, but if you want to see the portfolio, okay, you get to see every single trade we do, right? And when I say every single trade we do, there's opening trades, close trades, okay? All you have to do is copy the trade, copy it, and you can paste it directly into a trading application from there. Open trades, close trades, right? But on top of that, I'm going to show you 18 months of results. Why? Because every single trade, everybody at TheoTrade got to see 58% return, bond short put. And by the way, yes, I'll trade Tesla and bond short put and bond short put and 62% return, and IWM 53 and 76 and 60 and 50 and 51, 57, 49, 50, 62. By the way, I'm literally showing you every single trade that I did in the premium selling portfolio for an entire year and a half. So hang with me here for a moment. I'm just going to scroll through it. 64%, 17% IWM, 19% loss. Sometimes we're losers. Okay. All right. As I'm scrolling through here, you'll see what's the average return. Okay. About 50%. By the way, once you get comfortable with some of the products, when I say comfortable, right, like with bonds, okay, with SPY, with IWM, then we'll start to step it up to bigger products, right? Amazon. But then you're going to see in here options on futures. Okay. So there it is, ES short put. And ES is an option on future. Option on future is 5 times the size of the spiders. So I could trade spiders, but then I shift to the ES because it's a bigger trade. It's much more efficient, right? It's a little bit of a bigger trade, and I just do inventory now in the ES. Okay, and I'll continue to kind of scroll through here a little bit. And then once you understand a little bit about bigger size, then we start adding a degree of complexity. Christmas tree spreads. What are Christmas tree spreads? This is a combination, it's like a ratio trade, but this has a hedge built in. For a $21 credit, closed for a $3 debit. I'll just kind of continue on. By the way, I'm still in 2021. Okay, I'm almost through 2021. I'm just cruising through another Christmas tree spread, 92% return. Okay, most everything in here though is just premium sales. Okay, you open, you close, you open, you close. A couple of Christmas trees, these get kind of wild, closed for almost a $4,000 profit. Okay, now we're actually all the way into 2022. Okay, another Christmas tree spread. Here we are to the end of May. By the way, that's it. By the way, after 18 months, I cut it off. I showed you 18 months of results. You go, what happened to you after 18 months? I got sick of actually cutting and pasting all those things. But I can pick up where it left off. If you take a quick glance, every single trade that I've actually done, okay, has been closed, closed, closed. There's a roll in here. You can see, okay, everything to open to close, to open to close, all the profitability, okay, and every single trade. Again, as I said, everything we do is completely transparent here. Everything we do is transparent. All the portfolios you get to see, okay, there's actually education behind every single trade that I do. And the portfolio I'm showing right now, these are trade alerts. These are trades not only that have been placed, okay, but you can then follow along with the trade, right? So you can, shadow the trade if you so choose. So the trade ideas are just sent out, and we do text messaging, and we have push notification, and we have our own trading, app on here. When I say trading app, we have an application for Theo Trade, so you can see not only the trades, but you can also see the archives of what we're talking about. The trade though results, this is perfect for part-timers. Like, this is not going to be glued to a computer screen. This is premium selling. Sometimes I sell options. Okay, then what do? I sit there and I do absolutely nothing. Sometimes I have to wait, up to 30 days, and then I buy them back. That's it. A fraction of your time is enough to see great results. Okay, I mean, it's a great time to learn a great skill set. Listen, Jose said, thank you, sir. Scored 300% in one of those fly trades today. Theo Trade is by bar none the best educational platforms in trading I've come across in a long time. Keep up the good work. Okay. Characteristics of Ultima premium selling. The attributes of selling high probability premium are undeniable. You never have to buy or sell the stock. The risk is limited to precisely your comfort level. You can even dial in the risk. You're never going to use a stop order. You vary time frame to minimize risk. The probability of profitability is high. You can actually use the premium sale to enhance one stock portfolio. So if you say like, hey, I do covered calls, how about if you did covered calls? Bear with me. And you never got called away. There's no chance of the stock being called away. So we can actually do this thing where we actually teach like a giant blanket covered call, where you're actually selling a bulk covered call in one product. I think you guys will really appreciate it. It's an excellent tool for those seeking, okay, to build returns of an account. But new products allow for the sale of options in nearly any account size. And when I'm talking about this with new products, the micros. Okay, these micros, this is, right now, this is the greatest product. Look at this, 115 days, 87 days, 70 days. There's plenty of stuff to sell out here. It is beautiful. Like, you're living in a wonderful world when if you have a regular margin account, you can go out here and you can actually start creating inventory with $2,000 in your account. And you'd be able to do 4 or 5 trades, even with $2,000 in your account. Okay, there's no reason not to do it. Building a portfolio of options. Do not let the options portion of this intimidate, because some people are like, this looks like work. And I'm the first one to tell you that there is a learning curve. Okay. And I can't stand when people go, oh, this looks like a little bit of work over here. If it's worth doing, it's going to be a little bit of work. Everything I tell you here at Theo Trade, nothing is instant coffee and instant tea. And I know everybody around the world, that's all they want these days. They want instant coffee, instant tea. They want red and green flashing arrows to light up and tell them which way the path is. Okay, I've been in this business my entire life. We help build right? Huge portions of Thinkorswim, okay? This is what, this is $1 billion company when it's sold. How come this doesn't have red and green flashing arrows? Because none of that crap actually works, okay? What works is understanding order flow. What works, okay, is understanding option premium. Listen, you can sell premium for minimal credits and minimal risk, but the sale of premium is a massive power saw. Listen, options are going to be the quickest, the fastest, the safest, the easiest way to get where you want to go in the stock market. But if you don't know how to trade options effectively, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lop off a couple of fingers. Got to learn to do this the right way. You can sell Ultima premium and you can minimize risk. The thing that I'm very transparent about this, you need these strategies for the foreseeable future. That's like the one and the biggest takeaway, okay? We can show you how and when to do this in a couple of hours, but you're going to need the strategies for the foreseeable future. This is not going to be a stock pickers marketplace. We're not going back to that, possibly for years, okay? What we do specifically here, though, at TheoTrade is we build detailed recipes. And a recipe is literally a checklist. Step 1, step 2, step 3, okay? It's like baking a cake. You wouldn't bake a cake without a recipe, so why do you trade without one, okay? This is what you need to know to successfully sell Ultima Premium for a living. You got to know what underlying stocks, indices, okay, make the best Ultima Premium selling candidates. So like when I say that, like what stocks are you going to use? What'd you see earlier? I saw S&P options, okay? Like, I mean, here, I don't mind saying, that's like step number 1 of the criteria. SPY, ES, MES, ZB, which is bonds. All of those will work. Okay, somebody goes, can I trade GME? No, it's an absolute recipe for disaster. No way. Okay, why is that a recipe for disaster? So step 1, we help you select the right candidate. The right candidate is critical. And that's a lot of that's based on volatility. What volatility should I seek out? Too much volatility, you're dead. And I'll tell you what, you want another, like a bad candidate right now? What's a really bad candidate? Well, GameStop's bad candidate. Walmart. Walmart would be terrible. Why would I not sell options premium in Walmart? Because there, the volatility of Walmart's actually too low, but the stock is moving. We give you a perfect variance of what volatility should be for the product. What options expiration do I select? Go look at an option chain right now. Okay, come look at an option chain. Let's have some fun. Let's go into the SPX. The SPX is what I lovingly call the mother of all products. If you take a look at the SPX, right? The SPX, it's the beast. Okay, look at this. 1, 3, 6, 7, 8. This has daily expirations. Look how many different expirations there are. You got to dial in the right expiration. You got to dial in the right expiration. I'm telling you, 115 days, it could work. Why not use then 129? Why not use 87? Okay, bail that when it is 30 days. Again, some flexibility, some variability. We're going to tell you exactly what options expiration to use. What should be the delta of the option I sell? You know what delta is? It's loosely associated with probability. We'll give you the probability of the option you should sell. We'll give you the probability of what you should buy. And more importantly, how do I build the position? Okay, when I say how to build the position, I'm talking about that little graph that I showed, this, okay, where I'm selling here, selling here, selling here. How many hedges do I need? How many VIX vol spreads for how many positions? Okay, raggy, you got to know that. Do I need a large amount of capital to do this? Absolutely not. Okay, what's the right amount of risk for me? We'll dial that in. Okay, you got to tell me like, hey, I'm comfortable with my portfolio, but I don't want like extraordinary risk. Great, we'll dial that in. What are the percentage returns supposed to be? 50%. It's easy enough, isn't it? 50%. You say 50%, 50%. You can make 50% or more. But an option, you're getting out of it. Sometimes you're left with 60%, but because by the time you actually close that thing, it's already 60%. But the percentage returns, it's about consistency. You saw the portfolio for 18 months and all you saw was 50%, 50%, 50%, 50%. Okay, it's like clockwork. How do I protect myself from market crashes, hedges, VIX volatility spreads, inflection point spreads, gamma iron condors? We teach you expressly how to do that. Right? Let me show you exactly what we do here at TheoTrade. TheoTrade creates recipes in trading. TheoTrade is all about helping you answer Okay, the what ifs. What might be a good stock or ETF candidate to sell premium? What's the correct options expiration cycle? How much capital do I commit to generating premium? What strike options do I sell? What strike options do I buy? Can I limit my risk? Okay, we have those answers. Okay, we build recipes with definitive criteria. The criteria are literally checklists for each strategy and each unique variable you're going to encounter. When I talk about checklists, it just works out to like if you were going to get into a cockpit of a 737, right? Does a pilot hop into the cockpit and they go, all right, sit down, we're going, okay? And they just throttle up and take off? Of course not, okay? They get on there, they go through a pretty, hideous checklist. And then they basically, all right, we're ready to go, okay? But they're going through that checklist every single time, right? They walk around the aircraft, they're pulling on stuff in there, they're checking everything, okay? Our checklist for specifically Ultima is 9 very, very definitive steps. It's 9 steps to be able to get into the position. But getting in, let's just say this, getting in is like that pre-flight checklist. Then you got to get that plane up in the air. You got to get this trade on. And once the trade's on, what can happen to you? What can happen to you when the trade is on? The market can go up. The market can go down. The market could stay flat. Volatility could explode. The market could crash. Okay. What if the dividends are coming? What if expiration's coming? What if triple witching is coming? Oh my, the triple witch. Okay. What if you have a huge news announcement? What if? That's what we do here. That's what the criteria covers. TheoTrade is the answer to the question to give the right probability. How many contracts? Okay. When do you close the premium sell? What if we sell off big? Do I bail out of the trade? What if we rally massively? I'll fix losing positions? It's the how, it's the when, it's the why, it's at what price. And I'm telling you right now, it is just the beginning of the variables you're going to face while selling Ultima options for a living. Okay. You can read about what selling Ultima Premium is. You could probably go out and you could read 10,000 Google pages about selling options premium. Maybe you've even built a couple of premium sales, but I'm going to tell you right now, okay, all of that, it's for nothing. What we do here is not teach you just to sell options premium, okay? We use criteria. You need TheoTrade's recipe for success. It's 20 plus years trading experience. That's just me. Access to client order flow for 15 years. Okay. When I say that's just me, TheoTrade has 7 other full-time instructors. We viewed and studied millions of accounts. We ran education for 15 years at a firm with the largest option order flow in the industry, both Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. And I'm telling you, criteria is your recipe for success. The following strategy and the corresponding criteria requires the utmost attention to detail. We spent years fine-tuning, okay, the criteria, fine-tuning the setup, fine-tuning the hedges. And when you approach the section on criteria, you follow the steps to be able to build a trade. We built a full-blown 5-hour class on this, okay? And before anybody freaks out, we do not sell another class for $500. So I'm just going to throw it out there right now, okay? This is not going to be another class for $500. I'm going to explain that in just a moment. We have the Ultima Income Generator course. It's a 5-hour course. It's archived, okay? It's available immediately, right? It's in the can, it's ready to go. We like to record it, clean it up, package it, okay? Refine the slide deck, which is all the criteria. It's all ready for you, okay? You can literally, sign up, and I'll show you what signing up means, and start streaming it immediately, okay? You do not have to have like a desktop. We have iOS and Android applications specifically for this. You can even download onto your mobile application or onto your, of course, onto your iPad, okay, or Android device, and you're good to go. The class slide deck that includes entry and exit criteria is available to download immediately. The point that I want to make, and I want to make it right now, okay, TheoTrade no longer sells a la carte classes. That is not what we do here. Listen, when I say we, myself and many of the associates here at TheoTrade come, okay, from either a market making background, Thinkorswim background, TD Ameritrade background. We've seen everything in terms of education, and we really wanted to differentiate ourselves. When you actually come to TheoTrade, okay, this is, okay, right off the bat, we give you everything that we've done, okay? We started TheoTrade whoops, we started TheoTrade in, okay, 2016, right? We run classes constantly. We will give you access to approximately 100 plus classes, okay, immediately. You get access to the whole library of classes. We'll give you, okay, email access to the instructors, meaning that, again, from 2016, okay, to current time, you get access to every class, including Ultima. You get access to every coaching session, okay, including Ultima. You get 100 plus classes. You get email, meaning that you can email me, okay? You get trade alerts. Oh, did I mention live chat room? That's over 6 hours plus a day. This is all part of TheoTrade. You get access to every archive, and you get access to all of the trading portfolios. So not only are you getting trade alerts, okay, you get all the different portfolios that we do. Everything, okay, everything for today. We're doing a Black Friday special. It's $200 for access, okay, for 3 months. And I know this is a lot, and I'm going to explain it, but I wanted to do it this way today because we're not here. Listen, we have over 6,000 present clients on TheoTrade. We don't even do membership anymore, okay? It is $200, okay, for 3 months. That's it, okay? We're saving, again, this normally would be $300. So for 3 months, you're saving an extra $100 on it, which we've never done this during presentations in the past, ever, okay? I'm actually going to give you the address and I'm going to explain everything that comes in TheoTrade, because TheoTrade, we've literally built like the Netflix for trading. You name a genre of trade, from technical analysis to options to day trading, we have everything. And again, today it's $200 for an entire 3 months. But before I go any further, there's also, okay, at any point along the way, you can get your money back, which I'll explain here in just a moment. This is what's included in the Ultimate Income Generator course, okay? They're going to learn to generate consistent returns while selling options premium. That is, okay, the reason that people come here right now to TheoTrade. You're going to learn to build a portfolio, okay, of high probability trades that generate consistent monthly returns regardless of your starting capital. Okay, you're going to learn detailed entry and exit criteria. You're going to learn a little bit about the Greeks and how to manage your positions through one easy number. Okay, then you're actually going to spend time on a risk array, and risk array is going to allow you to kind of visualize forward risk. What if the market goes up? What if the market goes down? What if the date moves forward? We're actually going to let you see the spectrum of risk before we get there, how to properly allocate in a way that reduces risk. You're going to discover, okay, how to hedge, risk mitigation techniques, so you can sleep at night and you're never going to be caught off guard. You're also going to learn how to sell premium. There's 2 hours of this course, okay, we'll be talking about selling premium in smaller accounts, retirement accounts, innovative new trading vehicles. That, people, is Ultima. In addition to Ultima, okay, we're going to line up for you the inflection point spread class. The inflection point spread is Ultima. It is Ultima. But the cool thing about the inflection point, okay, what it does for you is it learns, okay, or it teaches you to sell premium and hedge in one transaction. It's going to be just a high probability position, just like Ultima, but it allows you to do it all inside of one transaction. You're going to learn how to hedge existing positions in the most extreme environments. Even if the market's crashing, you're going to learn to hedge. You're going to learn detailed criteria for the inflection point, learn how to analyze the inflection points. You're never going to be caught off guard by risk. And you're going to find how many inflection point spreads you can safely allocate for any account size. Everything I just mentioned, there's a 90-day money-back guarantee. So one of the things I want to reiterate over here, okay, we are doing this specifically today, and I will give you the address, okay? It's $200. That's it. For how long? Okay? For 3 months. At any point in the next 3 months, 90 days, if you're not completely satisfied, just email us. Don't call us. You don't have to do a little dance. There's no excuses. There are no questions. There's no commentary needed. If at any point in the next 3 months, okay, just ask for your money back. We are very, very clear on one point. I always say this whenever I do a presentation. We want people that want to learn this business. We want people that want to be here. If you don't want to be here, please, I'm telling you, it's $200. Okay. Get your money back. We fully recognize it's not going to be for everybody. But the one thing that we also recognize, you could go out and you could spend $30,000 on stock market education, and it will pale in comparison to what we can do here at TheoTrade. Okay. No one's got that support network like we do. No one has the support network we do. No one has 6,000 active users on their platform. No one has the support. We have Charles Schwab. Okay. We have E-Trade. We have Tradier. We have Tastyworks. Okay. We have, again, every major brokerage firm is behind us. We're even talking at this point to even Robinhood. Why? They all want the clients from TheoTrade. We have successful clients, and you'll even see on our site, okay, all the different brokerage links. Okay. That's part of what, I mean, literally, that's part of what makes TheoTrade, okay, such a success. From Tastyworks, Magnify, Tradier, E-Trade, okay, they're all on here. We even have futures broker dealers that work with us. At any point, if you're not ecstatic with what you're getting for $200, okay, it's fine. You can get your money back. And again, it's critical, right? It's critical. Listen, theotrade.com/SKU. Okay. It's theotrade.com/SKU. And I'm going to take you over to that in just a moment. Bear with me. So theotrade.com/SKU. And the reason I want to take you over to this, well, okay, obviously this is Black Friday special. It's $200. When you click add to cart, it'll take a second, by the way. Okay. When you click add to cart over here, put in your first name, last name, make sure that you actually put in a phone number that will immediately, again, immediately enroll you for text messaging. So I want to throw this up here so that everybody sees, okay, it's theotrade.com/SKU. Put in your phone number in there. As you scroll down, it's $200 if you want to sue it. It's 3 months. You can even break the payment up into 2 payments or even 3 payments, which is crazy, but it's available. Like, well, again, we wanted to make this accessible to everybody. And I think it's really, really critical. Okay. So click add to cart, you're in. There's one other aspect here, and this is something we very rarely do on these. Okay. theotrade.com/BF. Okay. What is that? So I'm actually going to take you over to that page as well. Again, so we're going to come over here and go. Okay. theotrade.com/BF. This is completely up to you. By the way, that freaks me out over here, but this is the island. Okay. That's the island. And yeah, that's actually where I'm sitting right now. You can kind of see how the camera works and everything in here. Anyway, if you want, you can sign up for an entire year. It's $7.99. And we do this literally. Okay. This is what I say, screw inflation. $7.99 is exactly the same deal that we did when we launched TheoTrade in 2016. We're giving people the availability. Some of you are former members. If you want right now, you can literally sign up for an entire year of TheoTrade at $7.99. By the way, when you click add to cart on that one, and I just want to let everybody know, you could buy as many years, maybe up to 5 years. Okay. I think you can buy 4 or 5 years if you want, and people will do it. Okay. They'll absolutely do it. Again, it's a limited time offer. We do this right now. Well, again, it's, coming into Thanksgiving, it's Black Friday special. So it's theotrade.com/SKU. That'll enroll you, okay, for $200 for 3 months. If you want to do an entire year, it's theotrade.com/Black Friday. What our members are saying. Thanks for the quick reply. This is on November 9th, by the way. I tried to come up with something recent. Okay. I'm predominantly following you trading Ultima and now Flyby and looking forward to new catapult strategy. You're a great teacher. Is there other Theo instructors? Trade with confidence, success. This year, my account is up 30%. And listen, that's real. Like I know people, 300%. That's real. This guy's up 30% when the S&Ps are down basically 17% year-to-date basis. The NASDAQ is down, okay, for 25% a year-to-date basis. That's as real as it gets. Marianne, because of Theo, I closed my entire portfolio with profits. Okay, I'm all in cash. I love it. Okay, and it's fine. Okay, listen, you want a bonus. TheoTrade goes beyond one class or one indicator. So at this point, I'm going to explain to you everything that's included. Like, if you're going to sign up for a whole year at $7.99, you should know everything that's included. Even if you're going to sign up for 3 months, you should know everything that's included. And again, somebody was asking for the address in here. It's theotrade.com/SKU or theotrade.com/BF. And I'll put that other one in there as well, because I think it's important to have both. Okay, the Black Friday. And again, at $7.99, you'll be shocked how much you will learn in the next year. It's ridiculous. That's how much education we have. And there's eight full-time instructors here. So we developed TheoTrade to give everything that you need, literally to trade, everything you're going to need to invest at one place and one price, right? We give you a quick start guide. So don't freak out on us that, oh, this looks like a lot. It is a lot, okay? But you're actually going to do a start here menu, options 101, options 201. All I want you to know is right off the bat, there's an entire quick start, okay? And the quick start guide is to get people ramped up. So if you're not completely comfortable, okay, if you're not used to trading options, this takes you from literally from A all the way, okay, to B, to C, to D, to E, to F, to trading some complex stuff. And it's in there. Bonus number 2, we're going to give you access to every class that we've done since 2016. I'll just show the actual classes themselves. Here, look, okay, this is how this is TheoTrade. It looks like kind of like laid out like Netflix. Option classes, option newbie classes, technical, okay, futures, stock, day trading. All of these are genres. We even have mindset. We have an in-house psychologist. Options, I'm the option. I'm the resident option geek here. Oh, come on, man. It logged me out, right? Logged me out for inactivity over here. So I've been inactive. I'm going to log back in really quick. Okay, log in. I am logged back in. Awesome. Okay, so as I'm logged back in, I just want you to see as I go back over to classes under archives, we'll go down to class archives. We're going to go into option strategies. So once I click into option strategies, flyby, Z spreads, inflection point, okay, Ultima, income accelerator, right? Gamma irons, controlling your risk, back spreads, volatility crash course, right? All of these are available to you immediately. Like if you look back in here and you go, you know what? That sounds pretty cool, man. This flyby class, this is really recent. I just did this one a couple of weeks ago. So October 18th, right? That's me, okay? That's the flyby class, okay? What do? Click down here to download the slide deck. You're off. Everything has its own unique criteria. And I'm telling you right now, for $200, you get access to everything. Go check it out. You're not gonna go wrong. And if you do, get your money back, all right? So you get access to over 100 classes. Bonus number 3, you get access, okay, to our live trading room. What's a live trading room? There are many services that charge $300 a month to go into a live trading room. Okay, here's the member chat room. So the member chat room, this is live right now. This is none other than Tony Rago.
Hourly signals from the 100 handle block.
Okay, what he's basically doing is he's scalping NASDAQ futures. He's our intraday trader. He's a day trader. Okay, and he's actually calling out, you can see, okay, never count your chickens. All right, you can see these guys are actually calling out trades all throughout the course of the day. That's what we do. You get access to the entire chat room. You get access to 5 different trading portfolios. You get access to all the push notifications. As I said, when you're going in there and you're enrolling, put your phone number in because it'll automatically give you text messages. And you go, I can't get text messages. I live in Singapore. Well, that's actually exactly why we actually have our own application. If I pull this up really quick, and bear with me because I am going to pull it up. So let's go in here to TheoTrade. Okay. That is actually, it's an entire mobile application. And with that mobile application, you can even hit the start here, all those basic classes that I was just talking about, okay? Start here classes, 22 videos and so forth, okay? All of it is populated in there. And I don't mind like bringing it up to the camera over here because again, everything we try to do here is complete and utter transparency. Like, again, that's what we're about. We show you the portfolios, all the guys do. Okay, so the other thing that's an absolute huge aspect, you get access to be able to answer us. You get access to ask us questions. We will answer, okay, in email, and we do trade related questions. So do not have a fear of like, hey, if you're in trouble, email me. Like I'm serious, email me. I don't care if it's you paid $200. I don't care what you pay. I don't care if you paid $800 for the year. I don't even see that. Okay. As long as you're a client, your email gets to me. Your email gets to Jeff Bierman. Your email gets to, any one of our instructors, including Brandon, Brian Aponte, Todd Sweet, okay, Matt Williamson. Your email gets to us. And Corey Rosenblum, Tony Rago, okay, these guys will answer your email. And people go, am I ever going to be able to talk to Don? Put Don in the heading. It goes directly to me. Again, I'm so adamant about that because I get a lot of emails, okay, but I think it's something that's not utilized enough. Because if somebody said, hey, would you pay a couple of grand a year just for email access to these guys? Forget about everything else. Would you pay a couple $1,000s a year to be able, okay, to email, people once you get yourself in trouble? And everybody gets themselves in trouble. And the answer is, hell yeah, I would. And so would everybody else. Okay, it's included in this. You get email access, unlimited email access to us. Here's the instructors: Jeff Bierman, Matt Williamson, Corey Rosenblum, Brandon Chapman, Steve Slim Miller. By the way, Slim Miller worked over at Tasty for a while, came on board with us. Tony Rago, Blake Young. Blake Young actually comes from Thinkorswim TD Ameritrade background. Brandon Chapman, Thinkorswim TD Ameritrade background. Jeff Bierman actually built the charts for Thinkorswim. He's also a professor of finance at DePaul University in Chicago, kind of moonlights with us. Okay. And these guys, their pedigrees are phenomenal in this business. Everybody has a minimum of 15 years of experience of professional trading. That's before coming here to TheoTrade. Most of us now, 20, 25 years of trading experience. It's everybody kind of working from home during COVID. I liked this picture. Okay. I liked the picture. Anyway, access to 59 proprietary indicators and scans. We give you access to everything that we build, okay, for any trading application. If we build a proprietary scan or proprietary indicator, we give it to you, all right? It's all included. Theo Theta Live Portfolio, no holds barred. We give you access to every trade that I'm doing, okay? Everything. And you get to see the Theo Theta Small Portfolio. Now, I showed this a little bit earlier, okay? I don't mind bringing it up again. Under the portfolios, come down here to Ultima Theo Theta. Okay, and the Ultima Theo Theta, it's opening and closing trades, right? Get to see all of it. Again, that updates as I do trades. Trades open and close. Now, if you don't have time to watch the chat room, you can just come in here and you can watch like a recap. So every Friday, I do a recap of everything that kind of transpired throughout the course of the week, all right? So right there is the updates. It's a weekly update. In 12 minutes, it updates you on all the position changes, okay? So if I actually sold some premium and used a hedge and I did this and I did that, it'll update you on everything in 12 minutes. So you do not have to sit there and watch every archive imaginable, okay? Bonus number 5, the technical analysis toolkit, right? Everything you're gonna need to know about technical analysis. I'm not a big market technician, but we have other people here like Jeff Bierman. That's his strong suit. That's what he does, is technical analysis, 21 other technical analysis indicators, okay, or indicator classes, right? Bonus 6, the day trading treasure chest. Intraday trading with NASDAQ futures. It's Tony Rago, it's Corey Rosenblum, consistent intraday strategies and setups, okay? And again, there's 11 other day trading classes. Bonus 7, write this one down. 5 essential building blocks to successful trading with Steve Miller. That class will change the entire way. It'll change your whole life of trading. Serious. That guy has forgotten more about risk management than most people will ever know. Okay. And it's one of the best classes I've ever seen, bar none. You'd go out and you'd pay $5 grand just for that one class. And I'm serious about it. Go in here. Okay. Pay the $200. You don't like this class. Okay. Forget about everything else I just talked about. You don't like that class, get your $200 back because it's that good. Like it's a phenomenal class. Bonus number 8, quick start guide to Ultima trades. This is like you open up a new piece of technology, boom, you want to start right away. It's a quick start guide. It's like a little PDF file that goes along with it. And it's important. Okay. One of our members are saying, Pat, back in January, but it says TheoTrade is the first educational trading service that I'm actually making a profit with, and one which I can see a pathway to retirement. We give you everything you're going to need, for classes to coaching to email access to the instructors to a live trading room, mobile access, indicators and scan, everything you're going to need to succeed. We've literally built the Netflix for traders. It's $200 for 3 months. Okay, includes everything we just discussed. Go to theotrade.com/SKU. There's also a 90-day money-back guarantee. It's a full refund, no excuses, no questions, nothing. You can view as many courses as you want. I mean, we have people that go with the intent. They're like, I'm going to watch 89 days of classes, Don. I'm going to binge on everything. And then I'm going to get my $200 back. Okay. I'll challenge you. Go for it. Go for it. There's no questions, no excuses, no commentary. Because here's the bottom line. If you understand a little bit about this business and you've been to other people's classes, there's nothing like TheoTrade. I'm telling you, you could spend $30,000 in stock market education and it will pale in comparison to what we're doing. We try to make a platform that this is accessible to everybody. At $200, it's accessible to everybody that has a brokerage account. And the money day, like, this money back guarantee, again, it gives you, there's just no reason not to go in there and to do it. Again, there's literally no reason that people could come up with. Just going to make a quick change over here. There's no reason that people come up with that, hey, at $200, it's tangible. And when I say it's reasonable, okay, it's priced for everybody to be able to access it. All right. Listen, get into TheoTrade now. We're going to work with you guys directly. We are going to open 30 spots, just 30 spots today on the complete riskless deal. What that effectively means, as I said a moment ago, there's 90-day money back guarantee. It's for the first 30 people that enroll. Okay. And we do that because, first of all, it's unlimited email mentoring. Okay. You can send us your trades. We'll bounce ideas off of us, but it's a $200 riskless offer. We ain't never done that before. By the way, we have never done this. Not in any previous year did we ever drop the price below $300. Okay. We're doing it this year. Again, it's been a rough year in the markets. I'm telling you, selling premium is what works right now. There's no stipulations, money back guarantee. We have, again, 30 spots open. And I'll read off some of the names as people enroll. And again, I want to reiterate, it's theotrade.com/SKU. My closed year-to-date profit, Ultima Trades, has paid for my yearly TheoTrade subscription. Okay. You get Ultima, quick start guide, 100+ trading classes, access to the chat room, access to email, Theo Theta portfolio, okay, technical analysis toolkit, the day trading treasure chest, mindset mastery, quick start guide. Again, it's all part of this. Okay. Go to theotrade.com/SKU or theotrade.com/Black Friday. And I'm going to answer a couple of questions here. Okay. Again, I'm going to answer a few questions here, some general questions, then I'm going to get into some specifics. I will read off a few of the names, okay, as you guys are going, just so that everybody knows that they've enrolled, okay? And by the way, it takes me about anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes before I see your name kind of populate in here. So hang with me on that thought. And again, I just wanted to bring this up, okay? You can select if you want to pay for an entire year at $7.99. By the way, the $7.99, here's something actually pretty cool. The $7.99, it will allow you to break it down. If you so choose and wanted to do, okay, different payments. We've had a couple people that literally have signed up for like 3 years, and it'll allow you to actually break it down into 4 payments. That's completely, totally up to you, okay? Or you can just come in here and go theotrade.com/SKU, and that'll just enroll you for $200 for 3 months, okay? And again, either or, it's completely up to you. All right, down to business. I'm going to answer a couple of questions. By the way, as people are enrolling, I saw first batch of names come through. Monty B from Arizona, from Prescott, Arizona. I think you were the Prescott, Arizona. Okay. Marileed C from Washington, James G from Kansas, and James L from Canada. By the way, in Canada, we work with a couple of different brokerage firms. One really cool thing, there's about to be a new player in town in Canada. It does appear that Tastyworks is going to get their Canadian approval probably in like February or March of 23, which would be spectacular because it's going to change the entire kind of Canadian landscape. So I'm going to answer some generalized questions, okay? Just some generalized questions in here, and then we'll kind of answer some of your specific questions. But people always ask me, what do you need to get started? We have everything. You don't even need a laptop anymore. Seriously, you need an internet connection and a tablet. Don't go out and buy like $1,000, iPad. Forget all that. Listen, just go out, okay, and get yourself, run-of-the-mill iPad. If you don't have a lot of technology experience, that's fine. We have everything you're going to need here to get started, from the absolute novice to some of the most extreme, okay? Number 2, this is not a membership. When you sign up today, even for $200, 3 months from now, we will ask you, do you want to do this again? Okay. And that's important to me because very, very, okay, few people understand this is not like a gym membership, like where you have to like give blood to get out of the gym membership. I had that happen to me like during COVID, where I didn't have to give blood, but during COVID, I couldn't get out of the gym membership. They wouldn't let me out of the gym membership. And it's ridiculous. So, just be aware that's not how we operate. That's not how we do business. Okay. We want people that want to be here. Right. Okay. Uh, oh, awesome. Cool. So my legal name for payments, but I prefer to go by the name second half leads. I like that. Okay. Leads. So by the way, everybody in the entire trading world like has an acronym. So I got nicknames for everybody that works here too. Completely works for me. Anyway, we provide Theo Theta weekly updates. All right. So by the way, again, we don't auto renew or auto bill. After 3 months, we ask you, do you want to do this again? We provide Theo Theta weekly update videos so you can see all the moves we make. In 12 minutes, we update you on everything. Number 4, we archive everything. If you can't watch, don't worry, everything's recorded. Every spoken word since 2016 has been recorded. You can even actually play it back at updated speeds. We're going to provide you access to TheoTrade Mobile. You can download the archives, view at your leisure. Okay. The next thing over here, add your cell phone number when you're enrolling. Why would you want to do that? Because it'll actually enroll you for text messaging. Don't worry about us. Okay. Do not worry about us bombarding you with text messages. We're very lenient in text messages. The busiest week will have 5 text messages. The least busy week will probably have 2 text messages. Okay. And that's important. Again, it's theotrade.com/SKU. Okay. You can email us anytime, receive a response within 24 hours. There's one caveat, 24 hours. And we say that most of the emails we respond to instantaneous, like Brian Aponte, okay, Todd Sweet, Brandon Chapman, okay, myself. We're answering emails all throughout the course of the day, but I always say 24 hours. And the reason is somebody inevitably, okay, waits until Friday afternoon with 5 minutes to go to the cash close and like, help me. And I'm like, no, you can't. We trade. Just give us a little time. We'll get your email. You gain access to everything we've done in the previous, since inception of TheoTrade, coaching, archives, classes, everything. Everything here at TheoTrade is searchable. Name a trading topic, okay? Archive on it. Variations of all the trades that we talk about here, okay, can be done inside of an IRA. That's also really important to me. Everything that I do, I want to make sure that you can do everything, right? So if I can do it, you'll be able to do it with as little as $2,000 in an account. We can help you get approved for option trading at several major brokers, okay? Remember, there are 30 riskless spots available. Make sure we're good. All right, the 30 riskless spots available. Listen, get results, take action, roll for TheoTrade now. There's no risk to you in doing so. I'll pop these back up in here and I'm going to answer some of the specific questions in here. A couple of more names: Mitchell E. from New York, Lee B. from North Dakota, Phil S. from New Jersey, Patrick E. from Nevada. I'm laughing because I was just thinking about North Dakota. I hear it's a little cold up there this time of the year. So I have neighbors here on the island that also have a home in Montana, and they have made the unfortunate decision to go there. It's not a good time of the year right now. Jose F. from California, just reading a couple of the names as they're coming through. Please demonstrate what a risk to a spread. Listen, a risk to a spread is like a ratio spread to protect you to the downside. To actually show you specifically what a risk to a spread happens to be, I could do that. Okay, so let's go out here like 87 days out. I'll just kind of simulate a risk to a spread here on Thinkorswim really quick. But a risk to a spread is designed, okay, as a hedging tactic. Okay, it's a 1x3x1. This one's actually done for a $4.80 debit. But if I were to come over here, by the way, I have a ton of trades analyzed right now. If I were to come over here and to analyze this trade, just bear with me for 1 second. I'll show you exactly what a risk twist can do and what it can't do. Apparently my Thinkorswim is not functioning very well. Here, this is what the risk twist spread can do. right? Something is checked off in here. Something is all wrong. Oh, I see. I got one of these. Let's check that off. Okay, perfect. Here's the risk twist spread. The market is presently here. Okay, here. The risk twist spread gives you a hedge if we were to crash. This is 1 unit of a 1x3x1, a 1x3x1 for 400 and some odd dollars. Okay, it can give you as much as, if the market crashed right now, 3 grand in protection. So imagine that if you sold a bunch of premium, okay, and had one of these little risk twist spreads out here, even if the market crashes, P&L will explode. It'll cost you 400 bucks, but that one risk twist spread gives you protection for a really long time. It's 3 months of protection. Not half bad, right? Okay. Gregory G from Indiana, Jim L from Washington. Again, the names I'm reading off are all individuals that are enrolling. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for kind of joining us today. I hope that I was able to answer most of your questions, and I answered most of them as we went along in here. Again, this is just kind of a holiday special, and it's theotrade.com/SKU for 200 bucks. You absolutely cannot go wrong at any point. Okay, you can receive money back in the next 90 days, or you can actually go for a full year of TheoTrade, theotrade.com/BF, which stands for, of course, Black Friday. SKU is S as in Sam, K as in Kick, E as in Echo, W. Thanks everybody for joining me today, and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.